Greetings everyone, Napoleon Complex here, and this time there's not going to be any nonsense, we're just going to get straight into it. And we take over Champagne. Do I want peace with the Egyptians just now? I don't really see the point, to be honest, in planning to continue invading them. Let's not kid ourselves here. Right. So I'm going to start skipping the building phase, but I still want to show you the overview of the strategic screen and my movements there. First of all, let's check our loyalty has held up since the game was booted up again. And it seems to. We actually have quite a bit of loyalty on our side this time. Things are improving in Sinai, which is excellent news. I'll move them up to occupy Palestine. Quite happy to leave the king down there for now. Arabia is the least of my concerns. Now I could attack Tripoli now, because I think it's weak enough. That's a lot of royal guards, but we've beaten them before. Let's see if I earmark the right soldiers for the job. Well, let's check Egypt. Loyalty problems in Egypt. We can do it. The only question is, once I take Palestine, can I hold it? Alright, next front. Oh wait, we can move these troops in from Cyrenaica. Need to be a little bit careful. I'm worried about those Sicilians. I suppose take the cavalry with you. That allows me to move up another unit, which is good, because it should allow me to invade with more force here. We really could do with some archers. I think actually I'm going to send the spears, because we are facing enemy cavalry in quite some numbers. That will be a hard one to hold on to, but it will be very rewarding if we can do it. See, so keep moving soldiers up here. These combine here, and that allows these troops to move up. Can we invade Germany yet? Public order still isn't good in the north, but things are improving in the south. We actually have good public order in Toulouse right now, and a good army. I think it may be time. The only reason Anjou's in unrest is because I have a large number of troops there. Okay. Right, we will face a river crossing if I try to cross from Toulouse into Provence. And so we won't be doing that. Instead, what I suggest is an assault into Burgundy. And that will also expose the Italian provinces to me and split the German line in half. They'll also bring the garrison of Anjou into that attack. Excellent. Okay. I will be back when I've finished doing the accounting and building my buildings. Okay. Onwards. as expected. And here we go. 2 units of cavalry won't be enough to stop us. Let's go. Now, I apologise for being absent for quite a while. I've started a job that I find quite stressful and strenuous, and I just needed a few days to recover, I think. But I'm back at 100% now, and I'm in the mood for conquest of all kinds. I'll conquer realistic worlds, I'll conquer historical worlds, I'll conquer fantasy worlds, I'll conquer fantastic worlds. But can't you see what I conquer for? No, we won't start a musical number. Especially one that will probably get me copyright claimed. I don't care if the lyrics are mine, the melody certainly wasn't. I suppose I claim parody. Alright, focus. That wall of peasants is about as resistant to my army as, let's say, sponge pudding. And those archers won't do well if they try and harass us because they're firing into forest. Right, let's push up. I wonder if they're going to withdraw. Not afraid of this Egyptian army. Which is probably where I'll eat my words when they destroy me. Come on, Gulam Gulam Gulams. Come on, Gulam Gulam Gulams. It takes guts to do this to heavily armoured knights, you know. Should probably have paid more attention to what was going on in the flanks. Just bring them down. Have the camels halt for a second. Actually, you know what the camels can do? They can go into the enemy archers. The peasants will try to get in the way, but they'll fail. Especially with the enemy prince dead. And it looks like his brother's about to go down as well. The enemy are pulling off the field. Well, I'm not really interested in the peasants. Go after the cavalry instead. Go after the archers instead. I'd speed this up, but I actually do need to pay attention. So yes, I would call this a mature campaign now. We're at the stage where we will win as long as we don't make any major mistakes. So that's no activating massive revolts, no overextending ourselves and then getting a bad naval invasion, no getting messed up by the Mongols when they come in. By the way, did they mention that the Mongols are coming? Yes, there are still a few things that could seriously derail this campaign. And if not make us lose, at least render it unwinnable. Wow, they're actually turning back to fight us. I'm impressed. By impressed, I mean I think they're totally insane and are about to get slaughtered, but I'm impressed nonetheless. Keep going. They're going to chase us to Narnia, aren't they? Right, infantry, go and take the hill. Pretty sure even the almighty armed militia won't be able to stop this. And the peasants will try and fail, as peasants do. To be honest, they probably won't even try that hard. Not that I can really blame them, because their commander is a suicidal idiot. That is one heroic Nubian spearman. How long is he going to survive for? I was rooting for him. Interesting strategy. Trying to attack my urban militia, who are just blithely ignoring him, while camels nibble at his back. Well, I guess I didn't need the camels to catch them after all. To be fair to the Egyptians, it's not like they had much more ground to withdraw into anyway. This is starting to get messy. Hope they bring him down soon. Right, I think we can speed things up now. It'd be worth some money if we ransom him back. And I can always use more money. Excellent. Even more excellent. Exquisite. Would have been handy if the Sicilians had been there. Doesn't affect us. Okay. Let's do... I'll be back once I check something. Alright, just making sure that the recording was still working. So, we've taken Burgundy, and as expected, unrest is high, and we're probably going to lose casualties, take casualties to the siege. Our situation in Toulouse is not exactly what I'd call stable either. I'll send some reinforcements. Let's see, well, these are going to be garrisoning, so ideally I don't want to send my best troops here. Here, take these. And these actually useful units can go and join the defence in Toulouse. Now, we've exposed the Italians, and as expected, they're not that strong. But I can't start an attack yet, because the unrest is just too high. That's a few too many archers. Take some of them with you to Toulouse. No, wait, what am I saying? I know why. I need to be conservative. It's because, right, here's the problem. These troops, this siege will cause casualties amongst our forces, and as these forces take casualties, we will start to suffer a drop in loyalty as the occupying forces get worn down. So I can't just move troops out of Burgundy and expect this number to hold. In fact, we probably need more soldiers in Burgundy. Which is unfortunate because I really don't have a lot of forces to spare. Let's see, they have... Those Vikings are dangerous, and goodness knows why they're down south. 4 units of spears, can we possibly stop that? Should be simple enough. I'll send a unit of Moroccans over to help with the defence of Burgundy. Little bit of unrest there in Ile-de-France. I think I can balance it up with some troops in Champagne. We've got some good quality infantry training in Flanders. How's Flanders loyalty doing? Could be worse, but we're definitely not in a state to move out yet. It's a shame because I'd like to take Lorraine off them. If you can beat the Holy Roman Empire's door in hard enough, they sometimes fall into civil war. That's the kind of effect I want to have on them. Right, Eastern Front, Eastern Front. Oh, God, goodness. Really? We only have 9% loyalty when we have all of this here? On the plus side, Egypt's fallen into civil war. Really? Goodness, are they using spies or something? Why is unrest so high here? Okay, I'll be back once I finish. That was me knocking a ball. I'll be back when I've finished looking around here. Okay, back, and yes, we're over here, but I am going to try and take this castle down. I don't know if that will help to stabilize public order. It probably won't, but we're going to try it anyway. So, see you on the battle map. Alright, auto-resolve it. Probably about as expected. Tunisia and Champagne. My goodness. 8-star commander? Right, let's take a look at this. Thankfully it's a fairly weak rebellion. Lots of urban militia. The thing is that rebellion's only going to get worse. Look at, wow, that's an interesting leader. He's been repeatedly captured. I think he's been the victim of my recent campaigns. God. And the rebels in the north joined him. So remember I was saying I would win this campaign as long as I didn't make any major mistakes. Well, I just made a mistake. Why is unrest so persistently high here? Right, well, I can't hold that. I am really, really annoyed that I can't hold that. Okay, let's take a look at the Western Front. As expected, Burgundy is starting to come into unrest. I'll just move up reinforcements to help keep things under control. Unfortunately, due to the unrest situation, I can't move too many people. Right, I'll be back once I've made some basic troop movements. Alright, the situation in Germany is what it is. I have decided, against all reason, to try and hold Tripoli. Apparently just because I love fighting. You know what, we're winning. Let's see if I can hold on to the province. You can have it. Oh goody, that made things even worse. How are ships coming along? To see if I can extend this navy along. Then it will shorten the trip between Spain and the Middle East, which will massively improve my popularity there. In Germany, there's not really anything we can do. I'll be back once I've done my finances. Right, so begins hell. Bring it on. I'm not scared of your general. I've seen how terrible your troops are. So this happened off screen, but I've started to recruit more troops and more mediocre troops, particularly in my eastern provinces. Because at this point I don't need great troops, I need more troops. I need enough trash that can garrison my settlements and keep these guys back, because I know that they are actually in charge of the province. And keep the enemy busy, the rebels busy, so that my main troops can advance forward, because I have plenty of money now. That's one thing I have been very effective at, getting control of my treasury. The camels are going to be pretty important here. I have to keep them concentrated because I have the feeling they're going to end up having to go uphill. Okay, you know what? I'll take that. Wow, that catapult fired quickly. Ouch! Alright. A unit of artillery in Medieval 1 actually hit something. Can you guys maybe focus on the threat here? Alright, send the general to follow the men. No, the general can go and finish these spearmen off quickly. And the camels can handle the archers. Now these guys will fight hard, because they are led by an excellent general after all. Look at the banners on the Arab militia. Oof. Even with all those flank attacks, look at the kill ratio. Well, they broke, but at what cost? Pretty sure a boulder went whistling past the head of my general there. I feel like all this achieved was putting a lot of dead Egyptians and Almohads on the dead on the battlefield. Well, Almohads, that's the name of the dynasty of the North Africans. From this batch, probably mostly Tunisians and Libyans. I do not like the fact that they are wavering. How are you still alive? Let's just watch this for a while, shall we? We caught the tail end of it. That should make the rest of this much easier. Is it really worth keeping Tripoli? Is it really worth it? I'm sorry. The thing is, I know I can win this campaign eventually, given enough time. But you see what I'm up against, and especially considering I'm trying to record this. This is going to take a while. Right, we've won. Let the enemy crawl off the map. So what am I going to do? Do I call the campaign here because it's just impracticably long? Or do I just continue it to completion? This is something that if people are watching this while I'm still in the campaign, I'd like to hear from you in the comments, because I have no idea if it's worth continuing or not at this point. Finally. What a waste. The unrest is getting worse. It's actually getting worse. I swear they're training spies or something. When did I set that to? So. Okay. pull out of Tripoli. We're just going to face endless revolts. At least we got rid of that general. So all we did was hand the Egyptians a big pile of soldiers. Irritating. In the west, maybe we can mount an attack now. What terrain will armies meeting here to fight? Face. Okay. But I think it's based on the map. Whichever the largest army is determines the terrain type in Provence. I could take the view that I don't care about fighting on a bridge. I don't think that would be wise. We're probably best off sending the garrison of Toulouse north. So they can occupy Burgundy. Just trying to find a suitable steward for Burgundy. I'll come back to that after turn's end. In the meantime, we have an invasion force to assemble. So grab my best troops from this army. It seems to be a remarkably mediocre army. But then again, I suppose I sent my best troops north during the invasion of France. You can send more than that. Alright, let's send some Almohads with them as well. Should be more than enough to overcome the troops in Provence. Right. How are things in the north? Calming down. Finally, some sign that public order is improving. I think I now have the resources to enter Lorraine. And now that should start to open Germany up. We're going to crack it open like an eggshell. So I'll take what soldiers I can from Flanders. I will take what soldiers I can from Champagne, which I doubt will be too many. Keep these units back. Anything from Ile-de-France coming along? Alright. Oh goody. We don't want to miss out on these guys. Good general here. He can come along to... Shame to leave him back in the reserve. Oh, let's just... Do I have some small unit I can throw across the border to help you keep Ile-de-France? Yeah, that will do nicely. So things are going well in the west. It's the east that's giving us a problem. But I may have been premature when saying the whole campaign is ground to a halt. Barbary Coast is insulated enough that I feel comfortable moving my navy along the coast, and hopefully that will start to help with the situation. Right. Let's see. Okay, I'll be back once I've done the accounts. Okay, we're back. Let's continue. I'll have to beat off this rebellion first. Lorraine falls. I think they've fallen back into the castle, which is annoying. This won't take long. So this is unfortunately one of the weak points of the early Total War games. Like many of the Total War games, the end game does have a habit of descending into a back and forth quagmire between what you currently have the resources to take and what you can't. Let's see. So here, probably best to set up quite a weak centre. Quite a strong centre rather, with skirmishers either side to descend on the flanks, and the archers screening the whole thing from the front. And I have the hiccups. So these troops of course can't escape to any other provinces, and they will probably retreat to the castle once they are driven off the field. They certainly won't retreat off the map though, because they will otherwise lose a ton of troops, and I will get those kills for free. So they have to at least try and fight us. Their real objective here is to avoid getting slaughtered too much, so that they can actually put up a good defence in the castle. Although I'd actually rather they routed en masse, because then they'll starve to death quicker. Rather brutal, I know. But then I am rather brutal. Now they don't have any archers, so at some point they're going to have to come off that hill. And faces on this lovely area of open ground, which is incredibly convenient for us. It's almost like it was designed for this battle. Almost like an intelligent person, some kind of designer created it at some point. Well, obviously that's impossible. Okay, but seriously, they won't be able to just hide up there. We will bring them down off the hill. I see you moving over there. If they come off the hill in pieces, even better. Ah, Hastings 1066. Excellent year. Good vintage. Okay, they're not that stupid apparently. Well, if they don't respond to my archers, I'm just going to send a bunch of... What the heck is going on? You guys should probably respond to that. Alright, since they have so wisely left the hill. Pull back for a second. Let them come forward, give them enough space to hang themselves. You guys probably don't want to hang around for that. Move the cavalry out of the way. Okay, those guys are actually dangerous. Get a javelin, clutch of javelins off into them. Where on earth are they going? Good. Try and focus on the spearmen there, they're actually dangerous units. Let's send our Moroccans in to harass them. And the Moroccans are actually doing good work today. They're quite hard to use because of course the range is so low. Yikes. Okay, that's not a fight we want to take. Leave it to the Moroccans. Ah, hell. After them. That was a really, really unfortunate time for me to hit the wrong button. Right, whatever you've got, charge it. It's time to drive them from the map. How much damage can 5 Vikings cause, really? Believe me, if you've read your history, it very much depends on the Vikings. Especially if they live to fight another day. And get a bunch of their mates to join you in fighting another day. Of course, I don't know why we're fighting Vikings in this period of history anyway, but there you have it. Vikings in the 11th century. All the more to sell back to the Germans. Tripoli lost. I'm tempted to just auto-resolve this. Okay, I'll fight this one. What do you guys think? Should I just auto-resolve battles like this, or should I fight them? So most of the fighting here will be done by my Almohad army militia, because I really don't think they have anything else to offer resistance to us. So it's mostly just going to be a frontline forces battering down the enemy army. Got the archers, I'll just have my guess my urban militia can just be in the back line. I'll have a few of them as flanking forces, I suppose. See if we can go for an envelopment. As flanking forces, please go to your positions. What is with them in deploying right in front of my face? Right, go, break the line. Do what you're good at, killing things. You guys are really, really good at that. Honestly, screw the flank attack. I've got enough of that just from my heavy units. The enemy appear to be doing something appropriate for once, legging it. Thankfully I have a secret weapons. Sick 'em, camels! Yes, it's bad enough getting a pack of dogs set on you. Imagine how you feel when it's a pack of camels. Or herd of camels. I don't get called upon to describe the word for a group of camels very often. But what can I say, games like these enhance your mind. And your vocabulary. This could go in better. Who's wavering? And they're probably worried about the sheer number of archers involved. Suddenly I'm glad I brought up the urban militia. Keep going. Let's see. Wow, they are fighting ferociously. I don't like conflicts like this. It's just, it stops, the tactical element starts to disappear and it just becomes a drawn out grinding match. It's almost industrial in a way. Uh-oh. Those certainly aren't my bombs. Send the camels over here to help, this unit's getting overwhelmed. But this is what the late campaign becomes. It's almost more about war capacity than anything else. It's you against the world, and it depends on which side has the greater capacity to produce armies. Well, I see this early game as much more of a race. It's about gaining resources. And pushing out as quickly as you can to get the biggest slice of the pie. And see, that's just impolite, that's what that is.
Your warriors have captured the enemy general.
It really captures the futility of war in a way. This constant back and forth. Rebel whack-a-mole. Reprisals. I'll take anyone being friendly towards me at this point. We've consolidated Palestine, but Tripoli's going to be beyond our reach for a while now. Let's look at the Western Front. At least things are more positive there. We've taken Provence. We are sieging down. Well, it was just a fort I'll assault. I can send in troops from Toulouse now, though I need to leave some. Well, hold on. Some troops are no doubt moving in from south. Oops. I've been neglecting my recruitment. That should be enough to still keep the area protected. How many times do I have to sink you? Must be churning troops out of the dockyards. Where are their dockyards anyway? Must be in Tuscany. So we're assaulting in Provence. Lorraine's in unrest. Well, that's about to be expected. Wow, they completely abandoned Lorraine, and that means I've captured another recruitment site for our Almohad armed militia. I'm unleashing a horde of Almohad armed militia on them now. Sorry, just taking a moment to look over my new conquests. We can move some troops in from Champagne. See, public order does actually seem to be slowly improving here. I don't know why that is, but it's good news nonetheless. Possibly from Christian conversions, I'm not sure. And I think the reason why things are rosier here is because our leader's closer, physically. And he only has, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 provinces to move, and he's right at the front line. So that's why this part of the empire is in order. 67. Of course, once he dies, who's our next heir? Prince Ismail. I wish that was Prince Ismail with the 6 stars, but this is him. At least he's honest, which might actually help. So, he's not got good acumen, and he's particularly not got good dread, which means our public order across the empire is going to suffer. Well, with public order like this in Lorraine, we're not going to be making any advances, but at least we're making progress here. And Germany's getting nibbled away at. I might be able to make a move against I might finally be able to make a move against the Italians. Won't that be a good day? Right, I've pretty much done my troop movement, so I guess I'll be back when I've done the accounts. As I said before, this front is moving nowhere. Scratch that. Public order in Egypt, Sinai, and Palestine is suddenly looking pretty great. Right, I am actually going to invade Arabia because I want Sinai to be free from the threat of invasion, and as long as these camels are here, we're always going to be under threat. So it's time for Arabia's camels to finally face the Kharson. We'll take them out next turn. And then I can finally focus on reducing these 2 provinces. I'll be back once I'm done with the books. Okay, let's go. Uh-oh. Right. This is winnable. We'll need to be clever about it. Well, the rain will help against their large number of archers, though of course it will make my own archers less effective. I really would like some kind of defensive terrain, like a hill, anything. That ridge won't do as much good. The forest is logical because of the enemy archers, and I suppose there's kind of a ridge here. I think I can make use of this. I need to make sure that the battle actually goes downhill. No, I'll deploy back. I'm more worried about the enemy sergeant, the enemy's militia sergeants. Because they are armor piercing and my troops are heavily armored. So whether we're facing low morale troops or not, that's going to be a problem. So we're right at the back of the map. We're practically corner camping at this point. Unfortunately, it looks like the enemy haven't been stupid enough to bring their militia up immediately. So I may have to go out and chase these archers, which I don't want to do. If I could even see the militia, where are they? Seem to have left their troops behind. I think they're trying to draw us down for a fight. The AI has unfortunately chosen a strategy for this battle. So the AI chooses its strategy from a group of scripts, and unfortunately this time it seems to have settled upon the right strategy. It's going to try and draw me down off the hill for a fight on the flat ground. So I'll hold out for as long as I can. Bring down as many of these Genoese sailors as I can, because so far they're not causing me heavy casualties. Oh, this is nice. Now we've got a battle that's actually interesting. Can I hold Toulouse? Hold on to our arrows. Don't want to waste them all. And I want time to pass. I want them to feel under pressure to bring up their soldiers. Don't go marching down the hill in the middle of a fight. My goodness, get yourselves sorted out. Thankfully the enemy are doing a terrible job of organising their archers. Of course, so are we. Where are the sergeants? They're not even in sight. Try and make sure none of their units can shelter from us. We'll be out of arrows soon. So the rain has really helped us here. I'm not going anywhere unless they force me to move. I'm not advancing. What I will do is turn to face that fire. Just going to speed things up. Okay, don't run completely out of arrows. Keep something in reserve. I really wish they wouldn't do this, because the game won't let you stand units on top of one another. It'll force them to move. The AI is being absolutely insistent on not coming up the hill. I'm gonna sit and pick away at us instead. But let's see if I can hold to my strategy. I am begrudging them every casualty here. I know that if I charged off the hill I could smash these archers, but then the enemy militia will emerge and kill us. And we got the long timer. Too close. Oh, they responded quickly. They're just flitting little annoying units around me. Ah! It looks like there they are. They're waiting on that hill. So they're going to wait a second, if we can get embroiled in a fight here. Because if I can draw them into a melee fight, I'll get involved. That's too far away. See, it might look like not much is going on, but I've suffered quite a few casualties just standing here. And that's what it's about. It's a patience game. It's whether or not I can stand here and take the killing until they slip up. And see if I can compel them to attack me where I want to fight. And now I actually have a plan here. Move it. God, you're slow. What are they doing? Get into proper line, not this weird blob. They see what's happening. Attack! Don't let them escape. This time, we have them. You think you can escape? You've got nowhere to go. This is revenge for tormenting us at the top of this hill for what in game must be in game terms 12 hours straight. Kill them all. Don't let any of these Italian pirates make it back home. Let's see them take the hill now that they've lost half of their soldiers. Wow, high morale. I thought they'd have booked it before now. There they go. Right, well the archers can't stop us, so we'll just climb the hill again. Seriously, there's like one man's difference. Why are the formations so different? We're just gonna quietly go up the hill again. Let's see if I can do it to them twice. Okay, they're not quite that stupid. Pull back. Though if they're willing to attack us... Well, let's keep operating. I'm going to try and get them around the flanks of these units now. The enemy are bringing up their militia sergeants. Now we see how they intend to kill us at least. Try and disrupt them a bit more. I will not let them dictate how I intend to fight the battle. Alright, that's enough. Now the whole point of this was to get the protection of the hill. So, but as anyone who knows, who has watched Time Commanders knows, having the hill does not equal victory. Let's see if I can still do this with the numbers I've lost. Oh, stop dancing around. Even now they don't give up. AI is being as pig-headed as I am. Right, whoever gets the first flank attack in usually wins. So let's do it. I'm aware of those Genovese sailors. They will pay dearly. Forgot how powerful Genoese sailors can be. That caught them. But did they do enough damage? That's the problem. Eesh, that's a lot of people attacking us. Note, I do not have time for control problems right now. They are just pouring arrows into us. Oh, you hate to see that. They had no reason to call it a day there. And of course we're near the battlefield, so they're off. And we're gonna lose. After all of that patience and setup, they're gonna overpower us. What a bitter disappointment. How to resolve it. Alright, main event. Let's make sure I don't lose this one too. Thankfully, it's commanded by an idiot. But an idiot with insanely high morale, so the enemy will fight hard here. Works for me. Both sides don't have much in the way of archers. Right. Need a fairly long but stable battle line out in the plain. Put my elite camels over here and the Saharan cavalry for in the back for a flank attack. Because we know how useful they were in practice. Wait, okay. Try and keep them sheltered behind our infantry if it's all possible. General goes in the back. No, they do have more archers. Wow, that's a big hill. That is a big hill. Well, if we can start a fight over here, we may be able to draw them off it and into the open. And we should do fine here. And those Nubian spearmen should be able to wear down that bodyguard. They've got the advantage in type and unit type. Let's bring the infantry up to support, thank you. The archers could support, that would be great. No, you d- Oh, don't worry, just move out of their way, let them attack. Right. Fan Dabby Dozy. Dozy being the operative word. And I can see what's going on here. See if we can catch the... Or they could do that. So slow. And of course the flank attack works when their cavalry does it. At least this is becoming a very bloody distraction for them. It's been worse for us. Now I can see the story unfolding here, and I do not like it one bit. They turn on a dime. Those camels were originally heading for this unit. Get those reserves up. No. Listen. That unit. I want that unit. Jesus, these camels just keep coming. Oh, we just couldn't quite get there in time. I'm finding the command and control here to be as difficult as anything else. Right, these guys have finished up. Send them to help. Send everything to help. Because you can be assured that once our units start routing, it'll be like getting hit by a truck in terms of morale. We'll just start breaking all over the place. If we can get our camels into their knights, that would be good. If there was ever a time to send the general in, it's now. I don't like how that's progressing. Get them into the fight there. I think we're winning. I think we're winning. I think we're going to break them soon. To what almost feels like my surprise, we're winning. It's kind of depressing that I feel that surprised. Right, make a joint attack on the king. Yep, the routing The retreat horns are going up everywhere now. Oh, that's not going to be pretty. Tell me, who do you think wins? A bunch of Saharan cavalry, and of course they get absolutely destroyed. Well, the enemy king may have been a terrible commander, but he at least did some service to his country before he died. He routed the world's worst cavalry off of the field. And I mean that assessment sincerely. Saharan cavalry are the cavalry who the other cavalry beat up in high school.
The enemy ruler flees back.
He's gone. Okay, whatever you can say about the guy, he died as he lived. Absolutely terrified of being taken prisoner.
Is taken and now awaits his fate.
Oh, isn't that just such delicious, delicious irony? The king who was terrified of being captured has just now been captured. I'd feel sorry for him, but well, you see, he owns territory, and I want that territory, so he's really only got himself to blame. All of this over Arabia, which is like worth 50 florins or something. Alright, they've got nowhere to go at least. Do they even have a castle here? Yes, they do. They have an actual castle. Just permit me a round of evil laughing. We extorted 10,000 florins from the Egyptians there. Yeah, you can have mine. And we're the most advanced. Shame about. So the Italians are once again the thorn in my side. But other than that, and how's public order in Arabia? Absolutely terrible. But manageable for once. And we captured their king again. Alright folks, this has been Napoleon Complex. Thank you for watching this nonsense through so far, and I hope to see you in the next one. Farewell.